Hey guys, it's Vanessa here at Cake Style, and today I'm making a pretty buttercream cake. I know it's such a shocker and it's ruffles, I know, but I got my hands on the new ruffle tips that you might be seeing around the internet at the moment. I actually saw them for the first time on Instagram. It came in a set of 3 and I will add the links for you below if you want to go ahead and purchase it as well. But this was by far my favorite one. So I'm going to be making a really pretty 2-tier cake to go along with the ruffles. I have some sequins. That's right, confetti now comes in just pure white so that you don't have to take the colored ones and then try and paint over the top, and I just thought it would be sweet to leave it in this beautiful white shade. Now I've also gone ahead and baked 2 5-inch rounds and 2 7-inch round cakes. Don't worry, I will add all the recipes for you below, as well as the recipe for our buttercream. Now this is actually not the sweet buttercream that I usually use, but it's quite similar. I want something that's really smooth and creamy and that pipes easily, because I found that with these, it's much better if you've got a frosting that sort of oozes out. But because you don't want that to be melting in your hands, I've added some shortening. So it's butter, shortening, and less icing sugar than normal. I've also got a 10-inch round cake board, a 7-inch round cake plate, and 2 5s. I've got my piping bag and cupola, scrapers and spatulas and scissors. And lastly, I have my food color. Now, you're probably looking at this buttercream thinking it's a pretty shade of pink, and I am holding a fuchsia, which is a real pinky purple icing. This is my secret weapon for making perfectly pale pink frosting. That is something that I think is on lots of people's lists, and lots of people have asked me about how I get it super, super pale pink, and this is it. I'll move those over to the side. I've taken a little bit. I'm gonna show you what I mean. So it looks really, really dark, and if you put in kind of a normal amount, or more, let's go with more. More color is always better, isn't it? You can see here, this is what the color is meant to be. So this is actually fuchsia, and so when you're looking at it, you're probably not thinking it's perfect for making pale pink. But if you just add a little bit in and give it a good mix up, and what I find is that the yellow in the buttercream, even though this isn't very yellow because it's got half shortening, it does have a yellowy base. So when you add in a pink that's really purpley, it kind of cancels itself out and you end up with a sweet, sweet pink shade. So I'm just gonna layer my cakes. All right, so I'm gonna start with this pretty pink and just add some filling layers. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and chill these in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do a crumb coat on the sides of the cake. Now the next step in this is just to do the top of our bottom tier. This tier is going to stay nice and smooth on top because the ruffles obviously are just on the side. So we want to get this done. So you want to make sure it goes over the sides and just make that as smooth as you can. And then what you want to do is just blunt it down. And then I'm also going to dowel this cake. So make 4 holes, measure one of them. And if you want a hand with doweling cakes, we do have a separate video on stacking a 2-tier. But you pretty much just line them up and pop them in. Now this is going to go back into the fridge for the 3rd time, I think, just to chill a little bit. While that's chilling in the fridge, I want to go ahead and get this cake ready. So I want to do the sides of the cake with a good solid layer. And then scrape it back. Now you want this to be fairly smooth. I know it kind of seems like you're going to be throwing confetti all over it anyway, But to be honest, if you do have little divots in and stuff, you can kind of tell. So go a little bit more perfect and you'll be much happier with the result. Now, I put a little bit of frosting and put down my board. Now I'm going to take my pearls. You want to have a fairly thick coating, and then all you need to do is grab your cake and just roll it around. Push it into the center again. And you just want to keep rolling it. You want to make sure your buttercream, it can be a crusting buttercream, but you need to make sure you do this right away, because otherwise nothing's going to stick. And I just want to butt it up to the board here. Give it a little shake. Whoop. Pop it back on your turntable and fry that up. Add some more buttercream to the top, and then I dump a whole pile on. And with these bigger ones, they don't tend to move quite as much. If you're doing it with sprinkles and you dump this down, it goes like everywhere. Then I'm going to pop this entire thing into the fridge just to let this chill up for a bit. Since my other turntable is in the fridge at the moment, I'm going to go ahead and just use my tilting turntable. It's actually not such a bad idea because this one spins pretty quickly, so I kind of actually think that it might be a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and place my cake on first. Okay, we are finally on to the fun stuff, which is using our tip. I have tested this out a few times first, had a bit of a play around. The one thing to be really careful of is to make sure that your disposable piping bag doesn't look like that. It's really key to make sure that it's down just a little bit lower, just like this, because otherwise if you put this over, and if there's any bag poking up right here, then it will affect the ruffle, and the bottom of the ruffle will basically be chopped off, and it will kind of do it in a weird way. It happened the second time that I was practicing. I just didn't even think about it and did it, and I was like, why is my ruffle looking really ugly on the bottom? And it was because it was getting a bit blocked and it was the piping bag. So there you go, quick little tip for you when you're using these. So I want to add some of our buttercream. And basically, this is the angle that I want to pipe at. I need it to be coming out and resting against the cake just like this. Now I want to come up by about ½ an inch. And just break that off. When I do the top row, I really like it if it lines up flush with the top of the cake. And now I just want to attach the top tier. And I just pick up the cake and pop that on top. And there you go, guys. We have another buttercream ruffle cake done a totally different way. I have a lot of fun with these cool tips. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this, remember to give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you love seeing buttercream cakes, or kind of any cakes, because I always have different ones popping up from time to time. They all happen on Tuesdays. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you next week.